Hello, my name is Andrew James Gleason. I am a registered nurse pursuing my master's degree at Kaplan University. The following presentation is a submission for the Unit 9 project for MN 502 Theoretical Foundations of Advanced Nursing under Professor Cynthia Leffel. Under this assignment, we were directed to develop a philosophy that supports advanced nursing practice, reflecting the values, beliefs, and cultural competencies relative to nursing practice, science, and theory. Today is May 5th, 2017. About myself, I am a nerd, geek, gamer, small business owner, part-time comedian, and have a spoiled, rotten cat named Felicia. I obtained my associates in nursing in 2010 from Daytona Beach Community College, my bachelor's in nursing in 2012 from the University of Central Florida, my critical care registered nurse certification from the American Association of Critical Care Nurses in 2013, and I'm currently in progress to obtain my Master's of Science in Nursing through Kaplan University. As far as my career, I have worked in the hospital system since 18 years old, initially working as a tech within the hospital system at Halifax in Daytona Beach, Florida. After obtaining my nursing degree, I began work as a med-surg nurse on a neuro-ortho unit at Central Florida Regional Hospital. Following this, I worked approximately 1.5 years in a IMC ICU at Shands at UF in Gainesville, Florida. Progressing from here, I worked in the neuro ICU of Orlando Regional Medical Center for approximately 5 months, after which I began my career in travel nursing. My career in travel nursing has brought me to many hospitals between Florida and the New England area, ranging my area of experience into all areas of adult ICU. I've pretty much done everything aside from neonatal ICU. I've done brief stints in pediatric ICU, as well as obtained experience in PACU, endo, specials, and briefly in the cath lab. My program track, I am taking my first class currently, which is the Theoretical Foundations for Advanced Nursing within the MSM program for Family Nurse Practitioner at Kaplan University. My projected graduation is May 2020. My plan is to begin working with stem cell transplantation after graduation, and from that point, continuing my education in nursing as well as additional realms such as physics and engineering. Formal disclaimer: all components of the following presentation are the accumulation of multiple ideas as a singular and original pattern of thought. As such, all ideas leading up to this consensus of thought are not the intellectual property of this author. The point at which all of these paths collide, however, creates a unique path of thought which is hereby stated as the intellectual property of this sole author. This includes any and all parts of this presentation derived from that point on, as uniquely defined by this author within this presentation. Concepts, images, paths of thought, and any other component originating from this point belong solely to this author unless otherwise specified, and are not permitted for use by any party without express consent by this author. Note: the artwork within this presentation was created by this author. Copyright is pending. Introduction. Purpose. The purpose of this presentation is to emphasize the need for stability in all things that lead to caring. Modeled after the Triforce from The Legend of Zelda, the philosophy of Triforce caring symbolizes 3 strong but imperfect realms of thought regarding the improvement of life being bound together, forming a single thought stronger than any of its individual pieces at meeting this singular goal. Each area has its own focal strengths, which are directed outwards to improve upon in themselves, while the weaknesses are directed inwards. Directed this way, the strength of 2 other areas address the weakness of one, and maintain an internal loop of stability. Triforce caring, meta-paradigm. Meta-concepts control and regulate the science of nursing. Within this presentation, they act as a component of caring and anti-caring. These meta-concepts, as they pertain to nursing, include health, which involves physical, mental, emotional, and social aspects, the human being, which includes the energy spirit, pattern, and pan-dimensionality, and the environment, which includes space, time, and conditions. As defined by Butts and Rich, 2015, health encompasses conditions heretofore described as illnesses, or, in medical terms, pathology. Pathological conditions can be considered a manifestation of the total pattern of the individual. The physical aspect regards the way the parts and systems of your body work together. Your body has the ability to cope with the stresses of normal daily life, having strength and energy to pursue mental, physical, emotional, and social changes and other challenges. The mental and emotional component of this regards feelings about yourself, how well you relate with others, and how well you meet the demands of daily life. The social aspect of this involves the way you get along with others, the ability to make and keep friends, the ability to work and play in cooperative ways. The human being. According to Butts and Rich, the human being, or being human, is more than a physical body. It is multidimensional, comprised of the energy spirit, pattern, and pan-dimensionality. The physical body, embodied spirit, and conscious mind work together in synergy to support sharing between and beyond persons. This unity of mind, body, spirit, expressed as mind, body, spirit by Butts and Rich, enables the connected oneness of the person, nature, and the universe. The human being being comprised of the energy spirit, which is defined as the key to all life, or all that is a field of energy. This energy field is the fundamental unit of both living and non-living. The lines that define the energy field comprise themselves together within each individual to define their time of beginning and end, better represented as the time between the beginning of individual life and individual death. These energy fields continuously vary in intensity, density, and extent. Interaction with our environment and it with us define these variations. This energy field provides a way to perceive people and the environment as indestructible wholes. The totality of this field is thought to comprise the human spirit. Pattern. Pattern is defined as distinguishing characteristics of an energy field perceived as single waves. Each individual pattern is abstract, no one individual pattern matching another person's perfectly. Unique patterns give identity to the unique fields that create our individuality. Pan-dimensionality. Pan-dimensionality, also known as homo pan-dimensionalis, represents the unanticipated, creative, transformational changes that take place in the human environment mutual process. As the human interacts with the environment, so too does the environment interact with the human. The present is relative. There is no temporal ordering of lives, as each human has the freedom of will in all things. Changes to each individual are unique, existing in a non-linear domain without spatial or temporal attributes. The parameters that humans use in language to describe these events are arbitrary. The reasoning for this is that infinite factors impact interpretation. As such, it becomes practically impossible to ensure that the communication of one's individual pan-dimensionality to that of another individual has not been subjected to any lack of proper translation by the person being communicated with, the environment. Since the establishment of nursing by the ideals of our first environmental theorist, Florence Nightingale, a healthy environment is essential to healing, involving three components: time, space, and the conditions within these. The environment interacts in a synergistic manner with both the human being and health of the human being as well as itself. Space regards the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual state of all things, both of the individual and of their surroundings. Time. Time involves the effect of all moments leading up to the present moment, and the impact on the current state of each element acts time. Time involves the effect of all moment leading up to the present moment and the impact on their current state, as well as the impact on the current state of each element which time acts upon. This involves all moments of time for the person being cared for, the moments involving the person providing care, and the moments involving the space itself in which the caring is being provided. Time impacts all things, and will progress to do so as each moment passes into the next, and the next ad infinitum. Conditions. Multiple stimulatory conditions affect the environment given the space and time the conditions exist in. Factors identified by Florence Nightingale, such as ventilation, temperature, light, noise, and many others, act upon human senses, which collectively create manifestations through which perception of the environment is unique for each individual. Manipulation of these manifestations varies in the effect on different perceptual values. For example, the modulation of one component, such as temperature, may prove beneficial for one individual, but have negative effects elsewhere, such as on other individuals, like the caregiver. Alteration of these factors can also have effects on the current space of nature itself, as well as its surroundings. Changing the homeostatic factors regarding that space and all others connected to it will subject the surrounding environment to a ripple effect. As all space is connected within our environment, the reach of this impact is infinite in possibility, no matter how small the impact. As such, nursing is only able to focus on the direct effects within our perceptual surroundings and the benefit of our manipulations as they have been directed towards the individual needs of the patient. Triforce Caring Model. Caring and anti-caring. The purpose of this model is to identify caring and anti-caring within each transpersonal relationship. The transpersonal relationship being established by the nurse, the family, the patient, and all others pertaining to the person in need. The goal of this is to result in the maximum wellness of all within the transpersonal relationship. The method for which nursing goes about this is by establishing the roles, goals, and functions of each party within the transpersonal relationship, which includes, but is not limited to, the nurse and other caregivers, the patient, and the family, which includes friends and society as a whole. Anti-caring. Anti-caring is a unique concept developed in this presentation. Defined as a reflection or opposite of caring, anti-caring defines what caring is not. As each person is unique, so too are the products of anti-caring within each individual. Through uncovering anti-caring points, caring becomes more easily defined as what is needed by defining what is not. Being comprised of nothings or areas of unknowns, these areas are acted upon in nursing as generalized human knowledge dictates until additional knowledge of the individual adds points within their individual experience to bring them into a better focus and definition. Essentially, these points cannot be seen until the areas that need caring cast their shadow onto the areas that do not. This establishes what the patient needs caring for and what they do not need caring for at a given point in space and time. Triforce Caring. Example of identifying anti-caring. In this case, we have a dog inside of a house. The house is on fire. What actions would be defined as anti-caring? Questions we would ask include, is anti-caring to put out the fire or to let the fire burn? Additional questions, is the dog in need of care, or do we think as caregivers that he is in need of care? In this picture, as shown, the dog seems content. Does he lack knowledge, or do we lack knowledge? In this case, caring and anti-caring remain undefined until additional information is obtained to know if it is best to let the fire burn and observe the dog, or to put the fire out and observe the dog. Either way, we do not have enough knowledge regarding this matter to act quote-unquote properly. And what is proper at the given point in space and time may not be proper at a different point. We can only act by using our collective knowledge to see what should not be a path. We can only act by using our collective knowledge to see what should not be a path as to define what should be. For example, if we were to put the fire out and the dog's life improves, we have performed caring despite him saying this is fine. The dog was in danger and was ignorant to that danger. However, if we put the fire out and the dog's health deteriorates, he may be undergoing unknown factors because we have performed anti-caring by denying his statement in place of our own perception of the environment. He may have evolved through knowledge of fire to be dependent on it for life. Triforce nursing. Gene Watson's theory of human caring, acronymed THC, as it pertains to the Triforce nursing model. Gene Watson defines within her theory of human caring that caring is the essence of nursing and continues responsiveness between the nurse and the person. The nurse co-participates with the person. It is the practice of loving kindness and equanimity. Reasons for choosing Gene Watson's theory of human caring. First point. This theory is metaphysical. As stated by Gene Watson, it goes beyond the rapidly emerging existential, phenomenological approaches to nursing, to perhaps a higher level of abstraction and sense of personhood, incorporating the concept of the soul and transcendence. As such, as pertaining to Triforce caring, this model is able to utilize aspects of thought in order to identify properly anti-caring. Second point. Rapidly advancing world, rapidly advancing theory. It is easy to identify that the world around us is advancing at a rate beyond any of that seen in human life. Too easily we forget that the man is attached to the machine, not the machine attached to the man. Due to this factor, it is important to consider a theory that evolves with humanity as opposed to evolving because of humanity. Using Gene Watson's theory, time is integrated as a constant by updating the theory as every moment of time passes by. Each moment bringing in new information and new components that were not visible prior to reaching that moment of time, bringing us further into present. The theory expands upon itself as time expands upon itself. Thus, this theory uses the advancement of time within its model. As Gene Watson states, every moment of time is an advancement upon this theory. Until that moment of time becomes the present, it is unable to be seen. But once becoming the present, it is able to be integrated as a knowledge that pertains to nursing or not to nursing. The world is rapidly advancing, especially in the realm of medicine, with new technology bringing forth advanced treatments and cures for diseases that were previously thought, quote-unquote, incurable. Nursing, identified as the science of caring, must advance as rapidly as these machines by incorporating every second of time as a knowledge within this diagram. By incorporating every second of time as it becomes present and then past, nursing will continue to advance as time moves us forward. Third point. Technology and medicine can cure disease, but this does not treat illness in its entirety. As defined by Watson, medicine cures disease. Nursing cares for illness. Although medicine may cure the ailment affecting the human health, it does not address the other areas equally. It addresses one component of stability, and by not addressing the other components, the action of caring is not able to maintain stability at its maximum potential. Fourth point. Nursing cares for illness comprehensively to restore health and promote life. In this theory, the nurse becomes the environment of caring. The nurse then can assist the person to obtain control, become knowledgeable, and promote health within their own lives as changes in their natural environment dictate the need for. Triforce nursing. Gene Watson's THC. Key concepts. Society. Society provides the values that determine how one should behave and what goals one should strive towards. The human being. Human being is a valued person to be cared for, respected, nurtured, understood, and assisted. Health. Health is the unity and harmony within the mind, body, and soul. Health is associated with the degree of congruence between itself as perceived and the self as experienced. Nursing. Nursing is the science of caring. Caring regarding illnesses that arise due to experiences which are mediated by professional, personal, scientific, aesthetic, ethical, and many other transactions between human beings and their environment. Actual caring occasion. Actual caring occasion involves actions and choices by the nurse and the individual. The moment of coming together in a caring occasion presents the two persons with the opportunity to decide how to be in the relationship and what to do with the next moment as it comes. Transpersonal. The transpersonal concept is a intersubjective human-to-human relationship in which the nurse affects and is affected by the person. The person, being family, patient, or other, affects in turn the nurse and creates a system in which both are fully present in the moment and feel a union with the other. Together, they share a phenomenal field called the transpersonal plane that becomes part of both of the life stories of the nurse, the individual, and all others involved. Use of Gene Watson's theory in past and present. As previously stated, Gene Watson's theory is still evolving. Every moment of time adds additional knowledge which is able to be incorporated within the nursing theory. Gene Watson has used this theory in multiple areas of research, including in the establishment of the foundation of the Watson Caring Science Institute. In addition, this theory is used as the basis for the attending nurse caring model, Triforce Nursing, Gene Watson's THC. Plan for use of THC in the advanced nursing practice upon graduation. The use of this theory involves a comprehensive nursing approach regarding health, the human body, and the environment equally. By addressing areas using an ever-evolving theory to account for the changes over time, this theory will evolve as necessary. This theory allows the reintegration of the human element within the profession, which is vital to the establishment of the human-to-human transpersonal relationship. In the clinical setting, Gene Watson's theory of human caring is guided by the use of 10 caritas, which help to promote self-knowledge, self-control, and self-healing patterns and possibilities that transcend time, space, and physicality. Note, the caritas are not included within this presentation and may be viewed on the Caring Institute's website. Triforce Nursing, Gene Watson's THC, Guiding Statements for Future Advanced Registered Nurse Practice. The focus, caring as the central concept. Caring is only truly established if it is done through genuine establishment of the transpersonal relationship between the patient, the caregiver, and the family and friends. Integration of the clinical caritas process will guide the practice to establish the transpersonal relationships by acting above personal egos of the family, patient, and caregiver, and include any changes to these individual egos over time. This theory establishes nursing as its own entity, as nursing utilizes medicine, but is a separate art. Nursing is heretofore referred to as the science of caring. This advanced transpersonal caring model draws upon the multiple ways of knowing and being. By using an ever-evolving transpersonal relationship, the ego level of both the practitioner, the patient, and all others involved creates a caring field in which new possibilities exist for how to be in the moment. Triforce Nursing Philosophy. My personal philosophy is that advanced practice nursing serves to link the family, patient, and the nurse within a transcendent relationship, with the relationship itself guiding the needs of care by identifying mutually the areas that are anti-caring. I believe the maximum potential for the individual life is bound to the fulfillment of needs in the areas of the human body, health, and the environment as they pertain to all individuals. Subjected to likely infinite pan-dimensional factors from these points, which change constantly due to subjugation to space and time effects, it is critical to identify what caring is not, or anti-caring, so that we can individualize what caring is. This will serve to maximize the potential for individuals to have a healthy existence within the time span of their life and death cycle as a component of the life-death cycle of humanity as a whole, rather than as a separate entity. Triforce nursing. Different views of the model. In this first model, a 3D aerial perspective is used, where we view down at the model. The central point or tip of the model, being the area shown in white, is caring. All other components encompass this area to reach the final point of caring. The area of black is all that is seen as anti-caring. It is all that is not known. The more we define the anti-caring, the more defined caring becomes. In the second model, a 3D pyramid view from a 2D perspective is used. Through this, anti-caring is seen quote-unquote underground as unseen components. Although shown in a relatively structured state, the extent to which this area of anti-caring is similar to an iceberg, in that we only see the tip and have no idea how deep or wide the anti-caring is until it is unearthed. It is possibly infinite in nature. The third model, as shown here, is a 2D Unity model, which will be used in future presentations, which will be used as a simplified version of the previous models. Triforce nursing. Conclusion. As the world is advancing in its dimensions of thought, so too must the world of nursing. Nursing science is the art of caring and addresses the human individual as a part of itself rather than a separate entity. By identifying the areas that require caring and the areas that do not, the nurse and the patient can together explore the framework that comprises each individual, as well as themselves. In doing this, the quality of care provided will enhance exponentially, as caring for others will be established as caring for part of oneself. Genuine human interaction will help to restore the link of the spirit-to-spirit interaction by acting on a transpersonal caring field of engagement. By re-establishing this link, the realm of possibility for maximal human wellness may be endless, as identifying areas of anti-caring will be easier to view on a transpersonal caring field than that of an interpersonal caring field. References. I'm not reading these. You can read these. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this presentation, as read and created by Andrew James Gleason, RN, BSN, CCRN.